My dad played guitar and piano, my mum is a singer, I've got an aunt who's a professional singer, so I grew up around music constantly. I had piano lessons when I was younger, but I kind of never really followed through in it much until I got to, just before I was going to university.
I just taught myself over many years. I mean, it's taken a long, long time, you know. And I started off with the accordion. My ma gave me an accordion when I was about 15 or something like that, and I did that. But I prefer the mandolin, really.
Been playing guitar for a few years now, since I was maybe 17, something like that. Wanted to play guitar all my life, but things didn't pan out when I was younger. Then ended up getting a guitar as a gift from a girlfriend and never really looked back. Then a few years ago I started getting into busking as something to do, another avenue to explore, and then unfortunately I met this guy Richard and me and him started doing it recently and things have just kind of snowballed for that.
It was going to see bands playing that got me into wanting to learn, and it's always been a love of performing music, whether that's playing gigs, whether that's busking on the street corner, just anywhere just to play.
It's seen as maybe more an artistic thing here, whereas in other countries it can be, stayed in Germany for a while there, it's classified as begging. They look upon as that, you're like homeless, you're a beggar. If you're, no matter how talented you are, you're a beggar. But here people are generally pretty open about it and that.
It's been very positive actually. I've just started playing recently with Liam and it's been really, really positive, you know.
It's always got me a living playing music, and I don't have a particularly populist taste. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be standing and raking it in playing Wonderwall all day. You know, a lot of the songs I play are fairly obscure, but there's always enough people that just like hearing music that'll put something in because they've appreciated what they heard, that might not get rich off it, but I make a living.
I learnt the pipes at school, and I initially do some student theatre and wanted to raise money for a play, and so tried taking the pipes out to raise money for that, and that worked well. So I took it up full time once I graduated. I mostly just play pipe tunes. I occasionally put my own in, but it sort of makes no difference how I play, how I do. It completely varies person to person. I think some people judge you, other people see it as a high art form. I mean, I think it's somewhere between the two, but I'm not too fussed.
Buskers do add atmosphere to the street, especially since there's all different types of buskers and different musical instruments and stuff like that.
A busker does add atmosphere, but it depends on the type of busker. There are different types.
I think in many cases the ones I've heard are so good that they're obviously either professional musicians trying to make an extra bother to, or they're just they're out there to make people happy. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just enjoy making people happy.
When I first started, I learnt covers and learnt finger picking out a book and that, and then you get to the stage where you want to hear your own music. You know, you're maybe not hearing what you're wanting to hear, so you write your own music and that's great. And then the covers take a back seat. You know, you start working original stuff, and then you go busking, and it all turns around again because most folk aren't really wanting to hear, or that doesn't make the money, your own songs. They want to hear something familiar, so you have to start learning the covers again.
The covers probably start off first, you know, if you're learning in that, because you have to get, then you develop your own style, which is a kind of combination of what other people have done and your own kind of interpretation of that.
When you're busking, people always want to hear songs that they know, so if you're out during the day, then most of the set you're going to do is going to be covers. The only time I've ever been moved on by the police, I later found out it wasn't a shopkeeper or a member of the public that had phoned, it had been another busker that wanted the pitch.
Usually you pick a place where it isn't going to affect someone anyway, you know, like it's not right outside someone's doorway, but I've always asked if I'm in front of a shop window, and it's usually pretty positive here anyway.
Apart from a plan to take over the world, basically just getting better on my instrument and getting out into society and giving back a bit what we've got, you know, like kind of try to find a personal balance and getting out and about and doing it.
There's a thing that happens, it's very difficult to explain, but especially when you're playing with someone else, I can't really do busking on my own because you don't get the same feeling, but when you're playing with someone else, it's a kind of live feeling happens, and it's only when you are actually a musician playing that you actually could experience that. It's a thing that happens, it's not you that's doing it, it's something that takes over, and that comes across to the people that are listening to you on the street, and it really is effective actually. It doesn't happen every day, you know.
Whatever happens, I'll always be playing somewhere, whether it's headlining Glastonbury or playing on the street.